Hey everyone, we're live. It's me, Doug,
I'm Whit.
and we're trying a little bit of an experiment here. We started the stream team thing a couple weeks ago, and decided, hey, let's try doing a live stream and answering people's questions, because these go over a lot better than just trying to do questions and comments. So
Yeah, then I don't have to edit either. So
these things take so long to edit, don't they?
they take a little while to edit, but I think it's just because we're both in them and we don't like we don't like ourselves on camera, so it's just like
a little bit overcritical.
Ooh, I hate what I'm saying, or we just keep pausing. So, yeah, I made a new logo. It's pretty much the same. We just fixed Doug's face. So
And you saw it on the.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of matches my silly expression a little bit.
A little better.
A little better. And then Doug said we might make T-shirts, so I was like, oh shoot.
Oh, it's not might. It's happening.
Oh, okay. So I tried to make it look as good as possible. It's fine. I'll wear a T-shirt with my face looking like that. That's not weird. And then we didn't get a jingle, so I'm disappointed. I don't want to make a jingle.
No,
But-
I can't.
So if you guys want to make a jingle with the stream team name in it, please do. Because I just think it'd be funny with the logo at the front for like 5 seconds. If not, it's fine. That's okay.
Yeah.
But we did get a few questions in before this started.
A handful. Yep.
So
And please submit questions as we're going. So, having done a lot of other live streams, I've learned that people think of questions
as we're
as we're
talking.
going. So, yeah.
Keep us on our toes.
Yes, exactly.
For
So-
you. I'm just here.
well, asking her questions would be totally appropriate too. Like,
Yeah.
what have you learned?
What have I learned? This is going to be like a test. Oh, man.
I thought you were done with school.
That sounds, yeah, it does kind of feel like school, actually. But in case you guys are wondering, I don't normally do live streams. I just do film stuff. Hence the shirt. Just wanted to seem legit.
She runs camera for us for pretty much all the events we do these days. So, she's our hardest worker and does a great job. So.
Oh, thank you.
She's always there on
I
time,
try.
which is something I can't say about all the other guys.
I am very punctual.
She is.
But yeah, live stream, we've done 3. So if you guys have any questions about the first one we didn't really talk about anything.
Yeah, just an introduction.
So episode 2 and 3 are up now. If you guys have any like beginner live stream questions
Mm-hmm.
to clarify.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Don't test me on anything harder than that, because I won't know it.
So,
than those 2 episodes.
if you haven't seen those episodes, they're focused on like the basic equipment. So we covered like the cameras and switcher in very low level detail, or high level. There you go. High level
Yeah.
detail. Yeah, that's what I meant. And then the second one was going through some of the settings on the cameras in order to make sure that they're going to work for live stream. So anyway, just dive right in.
Yeah, so first question was from Charlie Richardson. Shout out. What is the best way to handle PPT, which is PowerPoint,
Mm-hmm.
slide for a sermon? PIP, which is
Picture in picture.
picture-in-picture, nor lower thirds is not always possible because the slides are often on a wall of text. No, I do not condone that. Just workaround thoughts.
Well, when you have a screen full of text, you pretty much do need to go full screen, 'cause you don't want to shrink stuff down.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were in charge of creating the slides, you could break them up a little bit more. But if you're not, you kind of have to take them as is. And yeah, full screen is totally fine, especially for iMags. People there in person don't necessarily need to see the person speaking all the time. So you can switch over to a slide, and yeah, so
That's what I would do.
yeah. Excellent. So hopefully that answers your question. So, all right.
Yup. So I'm starting to think about budget cameras to use with my forthcoming A10 Mini Pro, which is the coolest one, right?
Of the mini
Of
series.
the mini series.
Yeah.
What would you recommend with clean HDMI out that won't break the bank? GoPro is a possibility.
Okay. GoPro is I don't really recommend. If you're working for something budget, I would do maybe like a consumer camcorder. That's something that you pick up at Best Buy, because
Possibly like this, but
yeah,
this is a little
yeah,
more expensive.
yeah. This is a higher end one as far as those go. I mean, this one's 4K, but this line is pretty good. They have two others that are kind of part of this series. They have the AX33 and AX43, and this is the AX53.
Okay.
And they all produce a great picture, but they're 4K, which is overkill for a lot of this stuff. And so you can even go down to some of the cheaper ones. Like they've got some that are a couple of $100, like cheaper than a GoPro, and they'll do a better job. So GoPros are kind of hard to work with.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I remember when we went to NAB last year. Was that last year
Mhm.
or 2018?
It was last year.
Yeah.
A year ago.
So, and they didn't really have anything impressively new
Right.
to show.
Yeah. One of the big problems
So-
with GoPros is like there's no zoom on them. So if you want to use
Yeah,
them,
I don't know how you would
it's always
change your
it's always a wide angle.
focus,
So if you want to
right.
get a picture of a person, you're sticking the camera right up in their face, you know. So
Mhm.
GoPros are just not a great solution for this kind of thing. And not only that, they're really weird about the way they output different video formats. So they can be hard. And they work fine with the ATEM Mini, but some of the other switchers that you'll be bending over backwards to try and make them work. I mean, if you were considering like a little action camera like that,
Mhm.
the Sony ones are better.
Oh yeah, you have one of
Yeah,
those, and it's
yeah.
the same size.
Yeah, it's like
Right.
yep. So
Yeah.
they produce I think a better picture, and they're just easier to work with. Like the HDMI output on it goes right in all these switchers, no problem.
Mm.
So just
Yeah, and that's more for like high action type.
yeah, that's what they're
tight
meant for.
shots.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know what you'd be using it for, but
Well, some people like to stick them
For
like
live
if you're
stream.
shooting a band or something like that, like stick it up inside the drums, or
yeah.
even like clamp it onto the fret of a guitar and shoot down the neck of the guitar. It's kind of a cool shot, but it's also a very specialty shot and not
Yeah,
something
you
you'd
might
be-
use it for 5 seconds every
Right.
20 minutes. I don't know if that'd be worth it.
Yeah,
But you used your Sony for a concert.
I've used it for a number of concerts. Yeah,
I remember that because
yeah.
you had it in the back so you could see the audience.
Yeah, we clamped it up on
Right? Yeah, I
on
remember that.
the lighting truss.
At
Yeah.
Sundance.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was
So-
a cool shot. Did we use it a lot though?
Well, we weren't live switching that one.
Oh, wait,
so,
we
yeah,
were,
Yeah,
yeah.
we just
That
turned-
was an edit.
Yeah, they didn't pay us to live switch that one, so we just turned over the footage, and I've never seen what came of that one. So
Oh.
I don't know. They may have used it and may not. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Well, that's cool.
So,
That was from Katie Lake. Shout out.
yep. All right. So I think we
Let's
missed one
see.
from Colin.
Colin, sorry, bud, I missed you. Colin Holborn, in a recent video, you said the micro studio camera was soft. Why?
Okay, it's not so much a problem with the micro camera. He's talking about the micro studio camera from Blackmagic. It's not so much that the camera itself is soft, but the lenses that you can get for that. It's micro four thirds, and where there are some really amazing micro four thirds lenses, there are a lot that are not, especially the ones that have the zoom feature built in. Like that.
Yeah.
As we talked about in the last one,
Mhm.
it's nice to be able to zoom for live production, and I like to be able to zoom with this camera here, and so I've got a zoom lens on there, and the lens itself is actually quite soft. So
Why?
it's just not great glass, you know. They
Oh, okay.
yeah, they're not high end lenses. They're meant to be cheap.
Is it specifically the black? Is it Blackmagic?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not the camera's fault.
Oh,
It's the fault of the lens. But there aren't any good lenses
for that camera.
that have the electronic zoom.
Oh, okay,
So
gotcha.
yeah, that's the big restriction. Like just making sure that you have electronic zoom capability. So
Yeah, because I'm constantly zooming in and out for live stuff
Mhm.
the whole time.
Yeah.
So especially when you have multiple cameras, you all want to get different angles and different shots throughout the whole entire live stream.
Right.
'Cause
Yeah,
then it's just boring
yeah,
too.
Yeah, just break it up a little bit, you know,
Yeah.
instead of having 3 static shots. You know, make sure you've always got things, especially when we're shooting concerts. Like I make
Mhm.
sure that every shot is moving in some way during concerts.
Yeah, it's definitely something I do.
Yeah, so it's certainly a good practice to have. Incorporate some motion into your production a little bit, and yeah, I mean, the other big problem with the micro studio camera is it just doesn't do very well in low light. So,
Yeah.
Speaking of light, I didn't turn on all the lights. That's why we're a little dark. take care of that.
How dare you?
Yeah, I know. Terrible, huh?
Oh,
That's better.
I was wondering why I wasn't blind. Normally I am in this situation,
And
so.
we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights on us right now. Yeah. So.
So normally the cameras we use during a live stream are the Sony
Mm-hmm. The Z150.
Z150,
Mm-hmm.
and then the smaller one.
It's the X70. Yeah. So.
I'm never gonna remember that.
She's asked me like 100 times.
That's because everyone asks me because they think I own that camera, which I don't. They're his, but I just use them a lot on this type of stuff. So
Especially because she posts pictures of herself with them on her Instagram.
yeah, like
feed.
anytime I can, I'll just make sure like, oh, snap a pic. I don't own it. Everyone asks me too, like, why do you own that camera if you do film? I'm like, I don't. It's just for live stream
Yeah.
type stuff. I would never use it for a film.
Yeah.
I mean, you could, but it's not going to look very
Yeah, it doesn't look filmy.
filmic.
Yeah, it
Not
looks
very
it looks
cinematic.
like looks like a studio camera. You know, it's super 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 sharp. Not a depth of field tends to be fairly deep, which
Mhm.
is good for live. That means you're going to nail your focus, but
Yeah.
it doesn't look like film. It's not meant to. You know,
No.
film cameras are different than live cameras.
Than broadcasting, yeah, for
Yep.
sure.
So, yeah,
Well,
we got one from Robert.
oh, Robert, I'm scared to say your last name, so I'm not going to. What bandwidth do you recommend to stream to 2 platforms simultaneously?
Okay, well, so he's talking about like streaming to like Facebook and
Oh.
YouTube at the same time, that kind of thing.
We tried to do that with Instagram and YouTube, and it's a nightmare.
And Instagram doesn't like you.
Instagram just doesn't like you using any type of live stream besides their own on their app.
Right,
Right.
exactly. Yeah. In fact, they'll even ban your account if they catch you.
They
Use-
will?
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard
Oh.
many stories.
They
of-
could have banned my account.
Well, no, you were fine.
Oh.
Because you were using their app to stream. But if we had tried
Oh, yeah,
tried to
that's right.
pull the video feed off my switcher here and send that directly to Instagram, they could have potentially banned your account. So they don't like that at all. But anyway, to answer the question, there's a couple ways to approach this. You can sign up for a service that actually will send to multiple places at one time. Like the one that I hear people talk about most is called Restream.io. But like my Teradeks, they actually have an online service that's native to Teradek that will automatically do that too. So you stream to Teradek, their ShareLink or core service, and then distribute to multiple from there. If you're going to be doing 2 yourself, like from wherever you're doing your production, if you're trying to do 1080p, I would make sure you have at least 8 megabits per second consistently in order to do that, because each stream really needs about 4 or 5, and just like the more streams you have, you just got, multiply the number of streams times 4 or 5 megabit. That gives you kind of what you need, and you always want to have a little bit extra there too, because when there's a lot of motion, the amount of bandwidth actually goes up.
What goes up?
The amount of bandwidth. So, what do you think I said?
I don't know. Mano bandwidth?
Amount of bandwidth.
Mount and bandwidth.
I will slow down. I will not speak so quickly.
That sounded like mano bandwidth. I'm like, what is that word? Granted, I don't know all the lingo, but the amount of bandwidth. Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, in addition to your stream, there's also other things going on every internet connection too. So you always want to make sure you've got a little extra. So, but if your bandwidth is low, you can use like a restream or something like that in order to split the signal out to multiple locations.
So, I mean, you can do it from YouTube and then Facebook?
Whatever you want. There's a whole bunch of services that
Okay.
all use. It's a protocol called RTMP.
Okay.
And they all use it. Pretty much they all use it. And so anybody that supports RTMP, so like Vimeo does, and Wowza does, and all these others. So, pretty much everybody doing live streaming, including Instagram, but they just hide it from you.
Oh.
They don't want you to use anything but their app, but they are still using the RTMP behind the scenes. So,
Those jerks.
it's your platform of choice, though.
It's my age group. Is Instagram. I would do YouTube, but I don't have anything on there, and I have like 30 followers, so
Now you can
maybe
get more.
one person
You get
will
more.
watch.
Whitey Foam Girl is her account name.
My Instagram's more exciting.
Yeah, that's true. She posts on Instagram pretty much every day.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Because I'm cool.
All right, and we got some questions coming in that are not over here, so we probably just need to scroll down.
Oh,
So,
sorry, I'm not doing my job.
yeah, okay.
Hey, Doug and Whitty. Really appreciate your time. Any news we've missed so far? That is from Awesome Guy 101.
Any news? Well, I mean, the big news yesterday was Blackmagic released a new software update for the A10 Mini that has an audio delay. That's actually a pretty big deal.
And you can thank me for that because I pushed him to make
I
that
wasn't
video.
gonna do it.
He was talking about it. I was like, well, why don't you just make a quick video about it? He's like,
Fine.
fine. Because I was like up exporting something, so we were just sitting here. So you're welcome.
So yeah, and that's probably the biggest news. Like there hasn't been much else because most of the news came out around when NAB would have been 2 months ago. But
Yeah,
there hasn't
and
been
there
a whole
wasn't
lot
really.
since then. So
I didn't keep up, so I don't even
yeah,
know what the
there
new
wasn't.
news was.
I didn't. There was nothing that I thought was very exciting. So yeah.
And you
whatever.
already covered whatever Blackmagic
Yeah.
did. So
Yeah, they had A10 Mini Pro and software update for the Pocket Cinema cameras. That's about it from them. And then there's been other
Exciting.
companies that have announced some stuff. Sony did some camera announcements and some other stuff. Some monitor announcements of some really cool monitors, but they're not affordable. Like the base model, 17-inch base model is $8,000. So
Woo.
yeah, so I won't be buying one of those. So,
Not yet.
yeah.
We only have about 25 monitors in here.
She's not far off.
We're running out of space.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to start putting stuff on the door if I keep expanding. So, this preparing for this, the stream team thing actually was probably the biggest change in terms of amount of stuff on the wall. So I had to add more lighting, more cameras, more places to mount. And there's a light there that's never been there before. Light there. Those are all new. Camera there. Camera on the ceiling. If you guys haven't even seen yet, but there's a mount for a camera on the ceiling, so we can look down at the desk. So, anyway, that's news.
That's the news.
Yeah.
And yeah, just doing more videos. We have like a whole lineup of episodes that we're gonna do on live streaming. So
Yeah. I don't think we've
That's exciting.
officially announced that we're going to be doing 2 a week.
we're gonna be doing 2 a week.
Originally, the plan was just to do 1, but after I started building the list of topics to cover, like, this is going to take years.
There's a lot of stuff to cover, especially in just the basics type of
Right.
thing that we didn't think about until later.
Right. And the sad thing is, like, even with that many episodes, we're still only, like, scratching the surface of most of these topics. So that's kind of where the live streams come in. So, like, where are we lacking? What do you guys not what are you not understanding or whatever? So what more do you want us to talk to you about? So.
How much do we suck on a scale of 0 to 10? 0 being the best, 10 being the worst.
That's backwards.
I know. But no one will know that when you actually post it on something.
So you
we'll
want
always...
you want to have the low numbers.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
That's kind of like self-deprecating. Never mind. Yeah, so we're going to be doing 2 a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I
That's the
think
plan,
we
yeah.
decided.
Yeah. Yeah, she's going to be doing some traveling here in the next little while. We're still going to try and maintain that pace, but
Yeah.
we'll be shooting episodes
We'll
ahead of
just
time.
be shooting more.
Yeah. So, yeah.
It's
We
a
don't
lot of work.
actually shoot on Tuesday and Thursday. So, and we don't necessarily
Surprise!
we don't necessarily shoot
It's
just
the
one.
magic of
we've
editing.
been shooting 2 at a time. When
Yeah.
we do it too. So,
And hopefully we get better at it, so I don't
Yeah.
have to cut out so
Yeah.
many pauses and
I will
Me
be
making
the
dumb
first
faces.
to admit we're still trying to find our groove. I'm never 100% comfortable on camera, and I'm not
Neither am I.
necessarily used to having somebody else there. So it's going to be, I'm adjusting, and she's not super used to being in front of a video camera. She's usually behind it just like I am. So
And I don't have that much to contribute because I'm learning, in case anyone is confused by that. I'm not a live stream guru. I'm a film person.
yeah,
So
yeah. And we've tried to cover that, but I don't think we've done a great job of it. I've heard from a couple people like, well, it doesn't say much. Well,
I don't know anything.
She's supposed to be
Don't
learning here,
stop.
so.
So yeah, I know a little bit, but honestly, I don't know the intricate details of what go into a live stream, which is what he's trying to teach me. And then hopefully people who also don't know those things will learn with me at the same time.
Yep.
So it's kind of like taking a class and I'm
She's a student.
just the student.
So.
It's exciting. So, yeah, hopefully we get those up. I don't want to say a time
Right.
because it's stressful. But it will be every Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah.
We'll make sure of that.
Yeah.
That way we
We're trying
can
to
have
do
somewhat of a
trying to do
schedule.
afternoon, but there's a lot of variables that come into play. So.
I sleep in pretty late, so
No, but even if you got up in the morning, it'd be hard to get it edited.
yeah, that's
So.
true.
These things take way longer to edit than I would have anticipated. So not because she's slow, not at all. It's just
It's because I'm just like cringing at everything I say and do.
we certainly make fun of ourselves a lot.
Yeah.
While she's editing. So.
All right. Let's see. Holler to the UK and New Zealand. What's up? I do. Okay. This is from Dwayne Stork. I have 3 video units and 2 video mini 2 of the videos firmware fail. Does it say fail?
Yeah.
Fail. And the mini won't communicate at all. Your thoughts?
Replace them. Anyway, I hate to be that blunt, but the original Video Mini has been problematic from day one.
Oh.
So I've never owned one because like the reviews I read on them were basically, this is a piece of junk, don't buy it. My original Video I still have, and I still use it. It works okay for YouTube, but you can't use it for Facebook.
Is it a switcher?
No, it's a video encoder. So, remember the Video Pro and Video Go that I showed you?
Oh.
Yeah, so they have some older ones that are smaller.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. I would seriously consider replacing those, especially the minis. They're just not great. I did have my original VDU line lock up on me and not take a firmware update. I kept trying and trying and trying and trying, and I finally got it, but it took me hours and hours. So, just keep at it.
And if it took you hours, imagine.
And it's more
someone else
persistence
doing
than
it.
anything else. So, I mean, I wasn't doing anything special.
Oh.
Just kept trying it and trying it and trying it, and finally got it. So,
Mm.
yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's see. How do you connect dynamic microphone into your phone? I contacted you through your website but didn't get any
I don't
response.
remember even seeing that. So.
That's for me. I
No.
don't own any of this equipment, so, and I also don't have time to answer questions like that because I have work to do. So we can definitely answer it here. This is the perfect place to answer that, and the person who can answer it for you.
Yeah, you can. iPhones and Android can interface with USB audio interfaces. So, just go on like Amazon or whatever and search for USB audio interface, and then you might need a cable to convert the USB to Lightning or whatever your phone has. But yeah, just audio interface has USB on it. You can do that. So.
Audio interface USB.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. And I also didn't have it plugged into my phone, so that was just a separate
Yeah.
audio.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about, your live streams, right?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no microphone in my live streams on Instagram. That was just for specifically YouTube.
That was for recording here in the trailer.
and
so,
recording here in the
yeah.
trailer.
So we
So,
live
so that
streamed.
mic's not connected to my
Yeah.
phone at
In
all.
addition to the Instagram feed, we're also streaming those live on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So
It
that's
sounds
why
better on the YouTube, and then when I do it later, like on when I did the live stream with Learn Filmmaking, and then I put the video up, that was YouTube and Instagram combined, but the YouTube was the audio I used, not the Instagram. So it had, my phone wasn't even really
Oh,
used.
that was a nightmare, wasn't it?
Don't do that, by the way, because we had to take the audio from my phone from the person who was interviewing me, and then the audio from the microphone that we used for the YouTube stream, and then combine both those audios.
We spent hours on that.
I think we spent a good 6 hours
Yeah.
trying to
just
combine
get-
that because
yeah.
there was an echo with my phone But then we needed his audio from
Yeah.
my phone
Yeah, 'cause the
audio.
Instagram feed had her audio in addition to the remote audio, and so
Right.
we had to duck the Instagram feed whenever she would talk, so that you weren't hearing double.
Yeah. So it
It was a
wasn't
nightmare.
like,
It was a nightmare.
I'm never doing that again. But it's on my YouTube channel if you guys want to go see how we
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah.
It's not bad for like what we had to do to make it work.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we eventually got it. But
mine sounds better obviously than the guy's because it's just the phone audio, but he doesn't talk as much as me, so I feel like
yeah,
it
yeah,
wasn't
she was being
as big of a
interviewed, so
deal.
yeah, she was talking more.
So, yeah. Okay. Let's see. How did you two meet?
I knew this one was going to come up.
I knew it was too. That's from Tom Sykes. How did we meet?
So, originally,
We tried to figure this out a while ago, so
um,
I think we did.
yeah. So, I've talked about my Crew Access website on all my videos, basically, for a long time. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing it. But fairly early on in the process of that, I posted a link onto a Utah film Facebook group. Said if you
Yeah, that
if
must
you're
have been it.
yeah, if you're looking for work, go sign up on this site, and she did. And but I've got
Just,
a
yeah,
bunch
on
of
whim.
I got a ton of people that sign up on the site, and so like at that point she was just another name.
Mhm.
But and then a few months later, someone that I had shot video for needed some editing done, and I sent out an email to everybody on my Career Access site. Said, hey, I need somebody to do some editing, and she responded. And
I don't even remember that. What
Yeah.
did I edit?
it was that Emergence conference for that guy named Aaron.
Oh,
So
yeah.
so anyway, so that so that was that, and then
Maybe that's why I have that blocked out of my memory because I don't.
so but at
But
that point I
that
still
was
hadn't met her
hard.
in person. It was just all a few online exchanges.
Yep.
And then a few months later, I was shooting a film festival, and I needed a camera operator, and she responded, and
Yep.
so we just kind of got to know each other a little bit there.
You know, and what's crazy is yesterday we were looking at the film festival that I entered the same year he entered in 2014.
Yeah.
And we only known each other for a year now. So in 2014, he took pictures of me getting my awards on stage. And
Randomly
we
stumbled
found
across it.
them, and we didn't even know each other.
No.
And it was at the same festival where we met the first time.
Right. Yep. So, and then just kind of ever since then, ever
Crazy.
since the festival a year ago, just hung out more and more. So
Mhm.
she's become one of my best friends. So.
Yep. So I'm pretty much here almost.
Well,
This
at
is
least-
like a part-time job now. I'm here
Yeah.
all the time,
yeah,
so
at least a couple times a week.
yeah. So just online, one random whim. I don't know anyone he knows.
Yeah.
He doesn't know anyone I know. I just work in film, and he doesn't live
And
too far away from
just
me.
over time,
so,
we discovered that we have a lot of similar characteristics about our personalities, and so we just get along really well. So,
yeah,
So, yeah. So-
we're both nerds, and we like film.
and have
so.
obscure senses of humor. So, yeah. So,
Okay. So, hey, is it possible to use two ATEM minis to use 7 cameras? HDMI out from one ATEM mini into HDMI of the second ATEM mini. Whit.
That
Oh
one- that
no,
one's
is
at
this
you.
like a test question?
There
I
you
don't want to
go.
do this. Let's see. 7 cameras. So there's only 4 HDMI outputs,
On
right?
each one, right?
So you can
Yep.
only do
I mean, he's asking about using 2. Right?
Oh, 2? So yes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there's 8. Did I get it?
Yeah, but well, one of them is going to be taken up by the output of the. So you have the output of the first one goes to one of the inputs on the second one. So you get four cameras on your first one,
Mm-hmm.
and then your second one, it's got the output of this plus then you have space for 3 more cameras. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
So 7.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
I'm bad at math. Even simple math, you'd be surprised. Maybe not. So yeah, thanks. I remember the HDMI outputs. Thank you for not making it too difficult of a question. Let's see. Ryan says, we are considering a Blackmagic Ursa CCU fiber broadcast system with either a Blackmagic switcher or a TriCaster. What are your thoughts other than latency and low light issues, other recommendations?
Well, it actually works pretty well, other than the low light. Latency is not so much of a problem with those anymore. With some firmware updates, they've actually fixed that. So when Ursa's first came out, there was a lot of delay from the time the light came in the camera until the time it went out the SDI port. But they fixed that. They finally fixed that. So yeah, I mean their CCU. I assume you're talking about their higher end fiber system. So yeah, that's pretty robust. The downside to that one is cost. Like it's a higher end fiber system than what I typically use, and the cost is like 5 times more expensive. So
Oh,
yeah, but
because it's fiber?
it's a really thick, heavy duty fiber, and the cable itself is like $15 a foot. The stuff I buy, it's 33 cents a foot. So
Oh,
big difference.
that's a huge difference. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What about a TriCaster?
Yeah, that should work fine with the TriCaster, because those systems are basically just transporting the video, and they don't necessarily get... The one thing you won't get by going with a TriCaster is you won't get camera control, so you can't control colors and exposure from your switcher. So,
Oh,
yeah, so
Okay.
you'd have to have... Your camera operators would have to do all that for you.
what would be a cheaper option then?
Well, if you're looking for something cheaper, you could go with the fiber system that I use from Blackmagic. So their older camera converter and studio converter, those work pretty well. So I've been happy with them. So been using them for 4 years, and never failed me. So yep.
That's a good sign.
Okay.
All right.
I think the next one might be for you.
Oh no. What's the function of a Tear deck exactly?
That's the VDUs.
So the Tear deck was what makes it possible to stream, right? So if you have one of these, you need the Tear deck in order to stream, because it doesn't have that in the switcher.
Right. You got it. Yeah. So the chair deck.
Don't expect any
does
like high-end technical answers. I'm just gonna be as simple as possible.
She's a film nerd.
Just
not
be
a
happy I
tech nerd.
remembered some of it, because some of that, like, my brain just doesn't want to remember
Yeah.
anything technical.
Yeah. So
I'm the creative person, not the.
Right.
I just know how to use it. I can't explain it.
But we'll get there where you're. I mean,
yeah,
we'll actually have a
maybe.
lesson
We'll
where
see.
we have you configure it, set it up. So yeah, it's basically a video encoder. So it takes the incoming
Right.
video from HDMI and converts it to MPEG-4 to take it online to stream
To
it.
put it
So.
online.
Yep.
That's what I got out of it too.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. Oh, is the video flickering? Uh-oh.
Is it?
So our
The switcher flickers.
Oh.
Yeah, the LED lights in the switcher.
it's the lights.
It's flickering at a different rate than the cameras are picking it up, so it looks like you don't see it in person. It's only on camera.
Oh, sorry guys. Best option to feed audio to camera that only has 3.5 millimeter input.
Okay. This is a blast from the past.
I
This
was
is
like, is that for me? Because I don't know.
so back when I first started sort of working on the periphery of film a little bit. I've got a lot of friends who are in film. For some reason, I know way more people in film than I know in live broadcast. But
It's because we're cool.
so years ago, that was a big problem. So a lot of video cameras only had that 3.5 millimeter input, but your microphones are all XLR, so you have to have some
Oh.
sort of adapter. So back in those days, we used to use something called a Beach Tech adapter, and I think they're still around, but they're not the only ones who do it. So you just need an audio adapter. Again, search like B&H or Amazon or something for XLR to 3.5 millimeter. So, yeah. Yep, there you go.
Cool. Is a basketball jersey a tank top? Is that for me? I mean, it's there's no sleeves, if that's what you mean. Yeah, I actually grew up playing basketball. I was a post. I was my height. I'm 5'8", so I was my height when I was about 15, and I just stopped growing. So I was always pretty tall and then athletic. But yeah, it's a tank top, right?
I guess.
It's a jersey. There's no sleeves.
I wonder where that question came from.
I know a little bit about sports. Recently, our channel are leaning towards broadcast type content, aka live stream. What do you think about Ursa broadcast cameras? Or for changing gears from mirrorless, does the Z150 suffice?
Okay. If you're considering the Z150 versus the broadcast, the big difference there is going to be um, whether the Z150 has a zoom range that you like, because that's really the fundamental difference. Like with the broadcast, with Ursa broadcast, you can put any lens you want on it. It takes a what they call ENG style lens, electronic news gathering. It's like reporters when they walk around with their cameras.
Mm.
Those that they use that style of camera. It's a B4 is what they call the lens mount. Um, so yeah, the Ursa broadcasts are actually pretty good. They're not going to be as good in low light as the Z150, but they're better than the Ursa minis in that regard, from what I can tell. So I personally haven't used them. I've talked to a lot of people who have, and they've been pretty happy with them. So
And I really like the Z150.
yeah, it's just a great
It's one of my
all-around
favorites
camera.
to use.
Yeah, that's what we're shooting on here today.
It's
so.
really easy. It's not too heavy. It's, yeah.
Insanely sharp image.
It looks nice.
Insanely sharp. Probably maybe a little too sharp, but yeah.
Sorry. We
Yep.
won't zoom in anymore.
You don't have to look at our pores. Alright.
Okay. Let's see. Can you stream directly from A10 Mini Pro? I use Video. I click live on Video and go live on YT.
YouTube. Yep.
YouTube. Is it similar on Mini Pro? Is there a physical button, or you have to go through the A10 app?
Okay. So you kind of just glossed over this a little bit. So this is the A10 Mini, and then A10 Mini Pro adds the online streaming. So that's what he's talking about. It's like,
Right.
So the Mini Pro, you actually can use the streaming in that instead of like a Video Go. So, and yeah, it really is just, once you've told it where you want the video to go, so YouTube or whatever, it really is just one button on the face of the unit to turn the live stream on.
So yeah, it's a physical button.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. So you don't need the Teradek.
You don't need a Teradek with the A10 Mini Pro. Yep.
Let's see.
Lots of conversations amongst viewers here.
How are you getting on with the Video Go? From Andy from the UK.
Well, you're watching it now. I discovered.
How's it going?
yeah. How's it look?
You tell us.
And also the live stream I did on Sunday, I also did with it as well. It's like that was the first real one that I did. So, but yeah, it seems to work pretty well. On Sunday, I actually found out that YouTube doesn't like you sending too much data. They kept throwing up errors that I was sending too much data, so I had to reduce the bit rate a little bit for this one. So.
Oh.
Yeah, whatever. but it wasn't the fault. It wasn't the fault of the Go. It was me assuming that YouTube would accept more data than they really do. So apparently they don't like having more than about 4.5 megabits per second. And I was trying to send them 7. So anyway.
What's wrong with you?
I know, seriously. So, but yeah, it's working great so far. So I like how much faster it is than the Pro. It's insanely faster than the Pro.
The Go's better than the Pro.
Yeah. This boggles her mind.
I hate it because the Pro, obviously, if you heard those, you'd think the Pro was better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Professional.
Right.
But it's not. Whoever named that, I don't know yeah. Cheers from Brazil. Hello from the Netherlands. What do you think are the pros and cons of streaming to YouTube? That's from
I can address it from the point of view of someone who produces. You can maybe cover it from someone who watches. So I like doing YouTube because everybody's familiar with it. Like, you don't have any weird issues from viewers like, how do I get in and see this stream? You just email a link and everybody can see it. Another big pro for it is it doesn't cost anything. A lot of the other services that are out there, like your Wowzas and some of the other ones, you're not just paying, you're paying a lot of money for it. Like, I did the math, and like a 1 hour high quality stream on Vimeo can be as much as $20 per viewer. So if you got 1,000 viewers, that adds up so fast.
That you have to pay?
Yeah, you have to pay. Yeah. So, yeah,
Wow.
not all of them are that expensive, but there's a lot that do charge for it. Like I like doing YouTube just because everybody knows what it is, and it's totally free. Like you never pay in order to stream on YouTube. So,
What about the
Video
cons?
video quality is just okay for live streaming. It's not
Oh.
amazing. You know, this if you look at the live stream version of this compared to the recording, the live stream is going to look quite a bit worse.
Mm.
But it's not so much worse than others. Vimeo is a step up in terms of quality.
It better be. If it costs that
Well,
much.
that's Wowza that's that expensive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Vimeo, they don't charge per viewer, maybe.
Oh.
I forget. It's been a while since I looked into their plans. But one of the big downsides to YouTube is you don't necessarily have a lot of control over who can watch. So, you know, if you want to maintain something private, you know, you got a corporate meeting that only employees are supposed to see. Even if you make the video unlisted and put it on a web page that's not visible to the public, it's really easy for someone to just look inside the page and see where the stream is coming from and then share that link with others.
Yeah.
So some of the other ones allow you to lock that down a lot more. So if you're trying to do something that really needs to be private, YouTube's probably not the right way to go. But anyway, so.
Yep. I don't have anything to add. I don't really watch live streams, so the few that I do, it's usually Instagram, but that's just because I use Instagram more. And then, yeah.
She knows Instagram really well.
I know Instagram really well. Don't test me. Let's see. From your experience, what are the most unreliable black magic products?
The one that I've had the most trouble with is the Multiview 16. So it's problematic enough that I really don't use it. About one time in 3 when you turn it on, it just doesn't work. At least the one I have. And when
That's not good.
when I talk to somebody at support there, they're like, oh yeah, that's kind of normal. Like, really? But
At the customer support?
Yeah.
That's not
yeah,
good.
Yeah, reboot it and try again.
They're just like, yeah, we know it sucks. Sorry.
So that's been the one I had the most trouble with. Most of the stuff has actually been pretty reliable. My smart video hubs, they will start to flake out if they get hot. If it gets really, which it's already getting warm in here, but yeah. So if it gets really warm, my smart video hubs will start to have some flickering on some of the outputs. But as long as I keep it cool, it's fine. Other than that, I haven't really had much, by the way, of problems with them. So they've, for the most part, worked okay. So, I mean, running a business off of them, so
That's true.
I haven't had any customers complain. So
I love Blackmagic Pocket Cams, if that counts for anything. I'm excited I would love to get the 6K.
yeah,
Keep seeing more and more stuff
would
on that. Looks pretty
So,
cool.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time justifying selling off my Ursa Mini to get it though. So, oh well.
You should do it so I can use it. Everyone convinced Doug to buy the 6K for me. Okay. Hi, Doug. Can you please share your schematics design of your trailer?
I haven't really worked them up in a lot of detail. If you go to my website, djprod.biz, there's a link at the top. I think it's called MPU info, mobile production unit. That's all I've got. So what's up there is all I've got. So. Yeah.
Let's see. Hello from the UK.
Hello.
Thank you for answering.
Yeah, I think we've timed this time of the stream good so we can get as much of the world as possible. So Europe is still awake.
You're welcome for me not getting up early.
Yeah.
This is usually when I come over.
Yeah,
so.
earlier might be better for them, but about the
Yeah, that's true.
Australia, New Zealand, they're in the middle of the night right now. But
Why are you guys up? Just kidding. I'm always up that late.
yeah, I inevitably we have a few people that actually wake up for these things. So. Yeah.
Thank you for answering. Just want to make sure you just connect the Ethernet cable to the A10 Mini and you can stream from there. You don't need a laptop for streaming.
Okay, so the easiest way is to plug in Ethernet.
And the most reliable.
The most reliable, easy,
Right.
yeah, for sure. It does have a way to stream through the computer. I really don't recommend it. So it doesn't work well on either Mac or PC, either one. It's kind of, it's an internet connection sharing feature on Windows or Mac OS. It doesn't work that well. So yeah, definitely use Ethernet. It's going to be so much more reliable.
So yeah, you don't need a laptop, right?
Right.
Okay. There you go. Let's see. Um, Smart lavs work great with iPhone X blah 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 Max XSXS Max as cameras. Yeah, I usually if I'm using audio for my iPhone, I have a little just auxiliary cord that plugs in, and then I just clip it to my shirt.
Mhm.
There's no way to monitor the sound, but it's usually better.
Right. It's gonna be better than the built-in mic.
It's
Yeah.
going to be better than the built-in mic if you want that.
Yep.
Let's see. Ooh, hi from Mizoram, Northeast India.
Nice.
Hi from Seattle.
You say hi to all our followers. She has a ton of followers in India.
I do. I don't know. Oh, your
Oh,
shirt
watch it,
is
yeah,
distracting.
yeah.
You're not supposed to wear that on camera.
I didn't think about it. So
It looks better in person. Sorry, guys.
I didn't think about that when I got dressed this morning.
Hi from Brazil. Oh, the mountains of Brazil.
Hi, my friend Brian's watching. Hey, Brian, how's it going?
Hi, Brian. How do you give your operators a return feed from your mixer on Sony cameras? I'm personally using FS7 cameras and a BMD Television Production Studio
I'm gonna
4K.
grab a piece of equipment here. So we use these Blackmagic
yeah.
camera converter boxes, and fiber goes in and out, and they actually have a monitor output, both HDMI and SDI, and so yeah, so you get return feeds from the trailer, and it comes out there, and just plug it into a monitor on top of the camera. So
Yep, and then we
That's-
usually clip those onto the tripod.
right. Yep.
And then those are the ones we use for the headphones too.
Yep. Yeah, this also does intercom as well. So
Yeah. And
yeah.
so you can like press the button
Yep.
here and talk to people on the intercom at the same time.
Right. Yep. So it does all of it. So that's why I like them. These things are awesome.
What's it called?
The camera converter.
Camera converter.
Yep. So it's kind of an old product at this point, but it still works. I just wish they had a 4K version of it. It's the only piece I have doesn't support 4K. So
We don't typically shoot in 4K anyways.
no, none of our clients have ever asked for it. But
Well,
But yeah.
good, because we don't do it.
yeah, anything we shoot in the trailer, we do 4K. We're actually shooting this in 4K, even though it's streaming in HD. So
Because we're professionals.
that's right.
Is that Brian from Texas?
Yep.
What's up? DMM Tech. What is your opinion of the Panasonic HCX2000/1500 that has direct RTMP streaming over Wi-Fi?
I haven't used it, and I haven't really researched that one either, so I don't have an opinion on that one. So
Nope.
sorry.
I don't know that one either. That's kind of a mouthful for that camera. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the ones that we use, I feel like there's no point in looking for other ones because they work so well.
Well,
the
yeah,
Sonys.
and I don't have budget to just buy
And
cameras
plus,
on
yeah.
a whim. So.
Right. Have you ever tried to use an Apple SIM in Video Go? I tried with mine yesterday and couldn't get it to see it. Not sure if it's an issue with my old iPad mini SIM or if it just doesn't work.
I don't know, actually. Yeah, I've never used an Apple SIM. I always get SIMs directly from my carrier.
What's an Apple SIM?
The SIM card is just that little card that
Oh.
basically identifies your phone number for your phone. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you can move them from one phone to another. So he's trying to use his from his phone in his Video Go, and doesn't seem to like it. So.
Oh. Not sure if it's an issue with my old iPad mini SIM
Yeah,
or if
I
it
would
just
definitely
doesn't work.
definitely try to look into getting. Yeah, it looks like you did do a SIM from your carrier. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, Doug, your shirt is generating more A patterns.
Okay, I'll do a different shirt next time. Maybe we'll have our real shirt for
Oh,
our next live stream.
I guess so. Let's see. Hi, Doug, big fan from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Are you using nodes or some modems as redundants?
All right, so I think we talked about this when we talked about the videos. You can have multiple internet connections at the same time,
Oh,
and gives you some backup in case one goes down or one isn't fast enough. So in my trailer, I plug into the internet at a venue, and then I have the trailer itself actually has its own cellular connection as well.
Okay.
And I've got it set up where the video can use both of those at the same time. So I don't have a node. I don't need it. I have other internet connections that are available. So, yeah.
Cool. Let's see. Streaming is. Uh-oh, I went way too far up.
think
Hi
we-
from Belgium. Late to jump in.
Hello, Belgium.
Is there a Blackmagic converter to go from 4K SDI HDMI to HD SDI? I would like to monitor from my Ultra Studio 4K on a 4K HDMI screen along with an HDSI monitor. So many acronyms.
How many of them do you know?
I mean, I understand what HDMI does and SDI, but
Okay.
I don't HD SDI.
Yeah, that's just high definition version of SDI.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, technically when we talk about SDI, we're actually usually talking about HD SDI. We just don't say the HD. 'Cause
Oh, okay.
nobody's shooting standard def anymore, so.
Right.
Yeah. So the only converter that I can think of that does 4K to HD SDI is going to be the Terranex AV. That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. So if you just do SDI, the Terranex Express would work, but if you need HDMI, then you have to go with the Terranex.
Terranex?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know it's confusing. It's a Blackmagic product. It has nothing to do with Teradek,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's Terranex. Yeah.
Terranex.
So, yeah.
Who's naming these products?
Yeah. If Decimator Designs will hurry up and get their 12G cross out, that would actually would do that. But and they announced the NAB last year and it still hasn't shipped. So it's been a year without a product. So.
Okay, Rappy Burrito. Hi, Doug. Bit of an audio snob here from Chile. Any suggestions on a good microphone for live music performances? I'm a sure boy,
Mm-hmm.
but would like your take on that if there is any.
Okay. I'm just gonna come right out and say it. There is no perfect microphone.
How dare you?
Yeah, I know. Controversial. So when I'm choosing a mic for a particular application, I will, if I have time, I will try a whole variety of microphones and see which sounds best. Because what sounds good on my voice is not going to necessarily sound good on her voice or anybody else's. You know, it's like it's a very individual choice. So, yeah, I mean, there's certainly some decent all-around mics. You got your Shure Beta 58, which I kind of like. I prefer the AKG D5 over that. C5 if you can use a condenser. But yeah, I mean, it's such a specific choice for the given situation that it's hard to make a recommendation on that. So.
I don't know anything about audio.
She's always telling me that too.
I don't know anything about audio. I don't like audio. But I realize how important audio is.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't.
Yeah, well, honestly,
like
I mean, even though I'm trying to run a video company, I think audio is probably more important than video. So if
Oh, it is.
yeah, if people can't hear the dialogue or whatever, you're done. You
Mhm.
know. But people are willing to put up with a bad image if the audio is good.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and we've also become accustomed to good sound.
Mhm.
So if it's bad, we immediately notice.
Mhm. Yep.
I should probably get on being better at that. Let's see. Why not shoot in 4K and do a virtual zoom to 1080? You can pretend that you have multiple cameras if you can pan in 4K in the 4K space.
Yeah. So it's basically talking about cropping in real time.
Right.
There are some devices out there that do that. It's called point of interest, the name of the technology. I haven't found any products that I think are really affordable. Data Video makes one. It's kind of funny, like they force. Well, let's see. How do I say this? Their product basically is designed to handle two 4K sources at the same time and does multiple high definition outputs. They need one that does half that. So if you only have one 4K source, you can do multiple outputs from that. So, but Yeah, we don't have good, and we don't have a great selection of products to do it. And even when you do, you're still limited in I mean, your 4K shot only captures so much, and you can only crop in to half the width, half the height before you really start losing quality. So, yeah, I mean, there are some people doing it, but I have not really gone down that path. So,
It it sounds like it would um, be kind of stressful to do
yeah,
that live.
yeah. I mean, you still got somebody that has to control it, you know. So you're
Right.
not really saving that much. The one upside to it is a lot of these will output multiple signals at a time. So if like you had 4 people talking, you could have one that's covering 2 people on the left and another shot
Um,
that's covering the 2 people on the right, and switch between the wide and the 2 inset shots.
hmm
But that's kind of a unique, not very common situation. So
So it's possible, but it's
yeah,
just usually more expensive.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I would probably rather have multiple cameras. And you can do multiple cameras for less than getting one of those point of interest devices. So
Best way to simulate live stream.
I'm not sure what he means by that.
Let's see. What are your thoughts on using OBS with capture cards versus A10 Mini Pro for streaming?
Okay, OBS, you get some more functionality. OBS is just a piece of software you run on your computer.
Okay.
Um, the big downside to that is you got to get video from all your cameras into it.
Oh.
Or get a switcher and feed the output of the switcher into your computer. But then you still have a switcher. So,
Mm.
yeah, I mean OBS it's cool if you're primarily doing stuff off a computer, but for stuff with the cameras, I'm not really a huge fan of it. I've used it, but yeah, I prefer purpose-built hardware. It's like, so I mean, if you're going to be running OBS, you're basically tying up a computer when it's got to be a decent computer. It's not going to be your cheap $200 Best Buy special.
Right.
So you got an expensive computer plus a capture device, and for the same amount of money or less, you could buy like a Teradek. So, yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't trust the computer.
yeah, yeah. And inevitably, when I see live streams where the audio is out of sync with the video, it's always coming from OBS. So,
That's always
yeah, it's hard to
annoying.
set it up exactly perfectly to make it work. It can be done, but you have to be careful. So, and we will actually cover that in a future one of our episodes. So,
Cool. Have you ever found that you are limited with the 2Me production studio? Would you ever consider upgrading to the 4Me broadcast studio?
I would like to, but it's a lot of money. uh,
See, that makes sense because 4 is more than 2, so it sounds better.
and it's almost twice the price. Well, not quite, but I would like to, but I haven't really had any situations where the 2ME has really caused much of a problem for me. So, yeah, I've never never needed more than 2ME. So basically, an ME mix effects engine is the ability to create a video stream out of it. So with a 2ME, I can do one for a live stream and do a different one for the projectors inside the venue, basically. So,
Oh, okay.
so the switcher I have will do 2, and he's asking if the 4 would be more valuable. Well, there may be some situation at some point where yes, but I mean, I picked the one that I got not just because of the price, but also the power consumption. Like when I built the trailer, I had my monetary budget and I had a power budget too, and the 4ME consumes quite a bit more power than the 2ME does.
Oh, okay.
So there's a little bit of a balance there. So
Good morning, stream team from Down Under. Jim Bob, what are you doing up so late? Let's see. Have you done any work where you made use of NDI or SRT?
I have not. So NDI is a way of sending video over an Ethernet cable instead of like
Okay.
SDI,
Mm.
and then SRT is another way to stream besides the RTMP that like YouTube and everybody uses. So, and I've not used either one actually. So.
Cool. Could you do a behind the scenes videos of one of your productions? We've actually talked about that. But we're working, so like we'd have to hire someone to come in and do all the BTS for us, and it's just
Mm-hmm. We did have somebody email in and say they'd volunteer to come shoot some behind the scenes.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. So
Well, maybe if we get a gig sometime soon.
yeah, we need
and
we
it's
need a
not
gig
really-
where I actually use the trailer. Like all the stuff I'm
Yeah.
doing right now, it's smaller stuff. So like I haven't done an event with a trailer for Now it's been a month.
Well, yeah, there's no big events going on, so it's kind
yeah.
of.
I mean, everybody's staying home. You know, 'cause
Everyone's staying home.
everything is small groups, and so, you know, we're doing like one, maybe two cameras for stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, like
Which
I think
isn't very exciting to
I do
watch
have
either.
I do have a multi-camera event in a couple of weeks, but that client would not be cool with having somebody shooting.
Oh, they wouldn't?
No, they would not. So
Oh.
yeah, so it has to be just the right event.
Right.
Look back at some of the earlier videos on my channel. I did do a couple of behind the scenes for the Real Sessions events that we used to shoot. So maybe that give you some idea what it's like. So
Yeah,
she
hopefully
missed out on those.
I wasn't there. Hopefully in the future, though, we can do like a really good detailed BTS where we can walk. I was thinking about this the other day, too, where we could walk people through the entire process of a real
Mm-hmm.
production.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Maybe we have to fake it.
I mean, we could do like what we would normally do, too.
Right.
That's always an option.
Yep.
But we need a venue.
Yep.
I guess we could use
And-
your front yard.
Real exciting.
Give everyone your address.
I know you keep threatening to do that.
I'm just kidding. Oh, shoot. Okay. Let's see. Yep.
How far behind are we?
Right here.
Yeah, we don't know how many there are after that we haven't even seen yet.
I'm doing a Sony RX100 into ATEM Mini Pro. I'm looking to see what's more affordable to buy for my next camera into the ATEM Mini.
If you want something that's gonna give you decent quality, Sony AX53.
Sony AX53.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or the 43, or the 33. So it's actually on sale right now. It's 150 off what it normally is. So.
I like Sony.
Yep. Yeah, and I think we've mentioned this in some of our other videos, but when you start working with multiple cameras, you want to have all your cameras from the same brand, if you can possibly pull it off, so your colors look the same. So. Yep.
At which point the Constellation makes even more sense.
Yeah, Constellation is Blackmagic's top-end switcher. It's even higher end than the 4ME.
Okay.
So, yeah, $10,000.
Ooh.
Yeah. At that price, I should only buy two, right?
Yeah. Is there a way to mix in graphics and media when using a standard video switcher instead of OBS or Livestream Studio?
Yeah, so basically what you do is you hook a computer to one of the inputs instead of a camera. So just you can use whatever graphics you want. So you can do a PowerPoint, something as simple as a PowerPoint, or get some purpose-built graphics. So another YouTuber that I like his content quite a bit. It's John Barker over at Here to Record. He's produced a piece of software that's free. It's called H2R Graphics. My computer just restarted again. Late. So he's got a piece of software called H2R Graphics, and it's free, and it does a decent job of creating graphics. So take the output of your computer with HDMI, plug it in there, run that software, and yeah, good to go. So yeah, you have to.
So read from here. Let's see, where were we?
I think we're considerably farther up.
Oh, there's
there we go. Yeah.
Constellation. Is SRT going to be used and supported by more streaming sites in the future?
I would guess so, but who knows the future? So.
Especially with everything that's going on.
Yeah, I mean RTMP is pretty well entrenched at this point. Everybody uses it, so yeah, it's hard to see it totally going away and play in favor of something else. But you never know. You never know.
SRT is
secure, reliable transport, I believe, if I remember right. It's a way to stream video. So.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Hi from Sweden.
Hello.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Yeah. Move that up. Set up. Right here.
Do Teradek products support custom RTMP destinations?
Yes, they do. Yep, absolutely. So you don't have to go to just YouTube or Facebook or whatever they natively support. You can go to any RTMP. Yep. So do that. I've done that many, many times.
Don't go to Instagram.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh boy. We have just come back to normal life in NZ with Corona all but gone here. I saw that on the news. They
Yeah.
totally eradicated Corona.
Yeah.
And they have a female prime minister. Slowly starting to book in gigs again, thank goodness. I started using SRT to provide HQ feeds between my home studio and my church during the lockdown. It has been working great.
Cool.
Is there a way to bond cellular data from two network providers to provide a more stable network connection in countries with slow, unreliable internet connection?
Yeah, so basically you just need to have a video encoder, like the Teradek or whatever, the live view, that allow you to use multiple connections at the same time. So, yeah. Short answer, yes, you can. So, but for the most part, it does require using a hardware encoder instead of using something like OBS. So, yeah.
Love you guys. Love you too, Randy. Let's see. Have you ever had to incorporate a live statistics stream into your workflow?
You mean graphics? So, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what he's...
Statistics stream.
Yeah. So, if you be a little more specific, I'll do it. I'll try and answer for you.
What do you think about NDI?
I get this question every single time. Okay, short answer, if your switcher has NDI built in, go ahead and feel free to use it. If it doesn't, probably don't use it. So, yeah, that's about as short of an answer as I can give. So, yeah. So NDI is just, yeah, like I said earlier, it's like a way to send video over an Ethernet connection. So,
okay.
So your camera plugs in with NDI, and then your switcher has NDI and NDI input. So Blackmagics don't. TriCasters do. And there's some other ones that are starting to have it as well. But yeah, I can't use it here. I can't use it in my trailer at all. So, is that it? Are we caught up?
I think so.
Yeah, wow. Caught up fast. So, now we're over an hour, so.
It's really hot in here, just so you guys know, if we're sweating. It's 85 degrees now.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And having the lights on us doesn't help. So.
Please, I don't know if anyone wants to do this, but send out the word to send us a jingle. I really want one.
It'd make her happy if you sent a jingle.
Even if it's bad, I don't care. To where did we want to send that? I'll put it in the description.
It's contact@streamteam.link is the email address.
Contact.
For that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Cool.
I've had a couple other ones come in actually. So.
Let's see, where were we? Oh, we had a lot come in.
Yeah. Yep.
I once tried to plug the ATEM through Ethernet to the internet. It didn't work. Is it because the Ethernet input is not able, or is that a common problem?
Okay, so if you're not familiar with computer networking, it can be a little confusing setting that up. So you probably just had something misconfigured, but they absolutely can stream out to the internet. That's what they're designed to do. So yeah, probably just reach out to a forum somewhere and say, hey, it isn't working, and then show what your IP address settings are for the switcher, and someone can help out. So.
Is this not gonna work?
We could log back into that computer. So, you want to do that?
Is that gonna take too long?
Okay. You can read a question while I'm doing that.
Let's see. Utah Film Commission still holding a grudge. They lost my 40 best Kodachrome originals in 1978. That sucks. I wouldn't be happy about that either.
That was a long time ago, though.
That was a while ago. They might. I'm pretty sure different people run the place.
Yeah, most likely.
By now, Virginia Pierce is the president. I've met with her a couple of times. She's really awesome. I like her. Let's see. I skipped over a couple of questions though. Have you ever done live replay on a sport event, and what solution did you use?
I haven't personally. I've been on productions where we've done it. When I need to do that, I will finish my software that I've got for that. So yeah, I'll be using my own solution for that. So yeah. If you're looking for something that's relatively inexpensive, the vMix software can do that, and it's not too bad. So.
vMix?
vMix, yeah. Yeah, it's it's a software solution that does switching and replay and graphics and a whole bunch of other stuff. So yeah, it's kind of an all-in-one. So.
Is there a way to record the internet connection speed? Purpose would be to capture the date while running an event and reviewing later.
Not without continually running a speed test manually. I don't know any other way to do that, and I wouldn't do that during an event anyway. It's like you're eating up internet bandwidth just for the
Oh.
test. So yeah, I wouldn't bother.
Mm. What are your recommendations on good PTZ cameras with a joystick control? I'm interested in one with PoE and SDI.
Well, I'll tell you what I got. I use a Sony. The reason I chose the one that I did, it's model SRG 300 SE. I chose that one because first of all, it has an amazing zoom on it, but second of all, it has the really slow, smooth motion compared to all the other ones that are out there. So I can be zoomed in and still do a really slow pan. That's very uncommon on those. But the image quality on it is just okay. So if you're looking for something that's got high quality image, then that one wouldn't be a good choice. But if you want something that's got the smooth motion, it's probably going to be one of the better options out there. So yeah, and I haven't researched those in a few years, and there's been a whole ton of new ones that have come out, so I'm not sure what the best options are at the moment. So, yeah, unfortunately. So, yeah, you call a salesman at a vendor, and they'll walk you through it. So.
I'm not really sure, such as DAC stats.
Yeah. So he's clarifying.
Basketball game.
Yeah. I haven't done that, so I don't know the best way to handle that. So I know a lot of the scoring solutions actually do support. So he's talking about doing like the score and stuff like that as a graphic.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, there's a lot of the software out there will integrate with the scoring system at the venue, so you don't have to manually put in the score or clock or anything like that. So yeah, I haven't done it personally. So yeah.
Can you get clean HDMI video feed from iPhone, Android phone to get it through switchers?
Well, most of the time with the iPhone or whatever, it's just going to output whatever's on the screen. So with a phone, it's always vertical and your video is wide, and so it's never going to. But that said, there are some apps that will actually let you rotate the phone and do a clean feed. So like YouTube, for example. I think you can do a clean HDMI output on that. But generally speaking, it's hard to do. So, yeah.
So you can, but...
You can, but only with certain apps. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. To stream from the ATEM Mini Pro, you need the gateway setting.
Yeah, so that's basically what the earlier question about not being able to stream from the ATEM Mini Pro. So, yeah.
Great job on the new show. Thanks, Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew's a big supporter. He comments on videos a lot. So.
Does Blackmagic have a 4K switcher with 6+ inputs that can auto up, down, and cross convert in each input?
Yeah, they do. I have a couple of them actually. So the Constellation, the $10,000 one, it will do it. And then they have the Television Studio. I always forget how they word this. Television Studio Pro 4K. It's $3,000, and it will do that too. So yeah.
Cool. I use Wirecast for instant replay. It's frame duplication slow-mo, but works for most situations.
Yeah, that's about all you're going to get in the budget segment of the market. If you want something any crazier than that, you're talking big bucks. So.
Let's see. Recommendations for annotating with a stylus over a live video stream currently using ATEM switcher.
Okay, so he's like on sports where they draw on the screen. That's what he's talking about. I wrote my own software to do it, so I've never even looked to see what else is out there.
Doug just made his own software.
Yeah, I've got that.
Can you do that?
I've got that background. So yeah. So it's real simple drawing programs. You just draw on the screen. It's got a black background, and then the switcher keys out everything is black. So it's about as simple as you can get, but it works. So.
Okay. You can get your traffic stats by getting something to talk SNMP.
Yeah, SNMP. So that's a networking thing. So that'll allow you to see how much data is being transferred, but it's not going to tell you what your bandwidth is. So. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We probably gotta start wrapping this up because it is
Yeah.
getting insanely hot in here.
It's getting really hot, and I think the monitors aren't liking
Yeah,
it, so we'll try and quickly answer these last.
Yeah, if you can you probably see the monitors flickering. That's what that's because of the mini converters, Blackmagic mini converters. When they get hot, they do this, and it's
Oh.
getting insanely hot.
Yeah,
where
we'd
those
have the
things are,
AC on, but it's so loud.
It's really loud. So.
Let's see, where was I? Anyone know of a way to distribute my live stream to LAN before it leaves the router and goes to YouTube?
I forget the name of
Minimal
this.
latency.
Yeah, so you're basically trying to figure out a way to share video over a computer network within a building. I forget the name of the system I used. I had to set up a building not too long ago with that. I used something that I got off of Amazon. It wasn't too terribly expensive, a couple $100, and the video is a little low bit rate, but other than that, it worked right. It worked pretty well. I wish if I remember, I'll put a link in the comments after this video's over. So.
I have 4 Ursa broadcast cams and a host of Marshall cams on stage. I would like to use scope on each source. Best way to do that.
Okay, if you want to have them all running simultaneously, the Blackmagic Smart Scope Duo is about the only affordable way to do it. So you get 2 cameras. There's one right up there on the wall behind you.
Oh, yeah.
The scopes are there on the wall. So that unit's $795, and it'll do 2 cameras simultaneously. So that's by far the most affordable way to do scopes, without question. So other than that, you can go something higher end and spend as much as a car. So
Don't you just love video production?
Yeah.
There's the best meme out there that someone's like, it's how much for the car? And then like they're like, it's how much for the lens? And they're getting out their wallet. It's the same price.
Yep.
Yeah.
In some cases, some of the lenses cost more than a house. So.
Yeah. Which is why I don't own anything.
Yeah.
Can Hikvision PTZ security cams be used in a pinch?
In a pinch, yes. Security cameras are never meant for smooth motion or high quality images. So, yeah, you can use them, but you're not going to get great results.
Let's see. How's the HyperDeck for instant replays?
It does okay, except for the fact that you can't record and play at the same time. So if you're doing a sport where they take breaks, like American football, where they do a play and then whatever, where you can actually stop and rewind, it's fine. But if you have something like soccer or football for the rest of the world, right, where it just keeps going and going and going, something like that doesn't necessarily work really well because you always want to be recording. So they can be used, but it's not ideal. My solution is going to be based on the HyperDecks, most likely. I bought a bunch for that, but we'll see.
Do you prefer using the input jack for audio behind the A10 Mini Pro for voice, or do you recommend sending the audio via HDMI?
Okay, so the A10 Minis have audio inputs on the back, and you can feed audio from like a mixer or whatever. But the downside to that is Blackmagic's microphone inputs don't sound great. They're kind of noisy, and so if you can send the audio on an HDMI, it's going to sound better. So
HDMI is better.
for that.
Thanks for the stream.
Nothing else.
All right, yeah, I think that's it. So we're going to wrap this up because it's almost 90 degrees in here.
And climbing.
Lose 5 pounds every time we do these. So, yeah, what day is it? Thursday?
Today's Thursday. Yep. All day.
So this is our video for Thursday.
Yep.
It will just be up.
So on the plan right now, and this may change, is to do these live streams every 4th episode. So that would mean every other week if we're doing 2 episodes a week. So that's the plan. But we're totally being adaptable with all of this. You know, if we find that we don't have as many questions with these, we can do them less often. If we find we get tons more questions and they go a long time, maybe we could do one every 3 or something. I mean, who knows? But we're trying to figure it all out. So
it's easier for me. So I don't have to edit them.
Yeah.
I don't have to edit these.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, maybe we'll have our shirts next time. But yeah, next episode will be Tuesday.
Yep.
And what are we talking about?
I think that's one on delays, audio and video delays, because that's been a big issue the last little while.
Okay.
I think. I'd have to look at the schedule, but yeah,
Okay.
I think that's if it's not next one, it's coming up very soon. So.
Right. And yesterday you put out the video for the audio delay.
Yeah. Yep.
The new update.
Yeah. Perfect timing, right? So.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, thanks for the questions, everyone from around the world. I hope everyone's staying safe and motivated, because I know it's hard right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and the live streaming is faring a little better than a lot of other industries at the moment. So.
Right. Which is why I'm pretty much here only,
Yeah.
because there's no shoots.
So, yep. So, but we appreciate you guys sharing any of the videos on the channel.
Yes.
If anybody
Thanks,
who's
Charlie.
interested in anything that we talk about, especially people who are just getting started. That's what the stream team is all about, helping people who are just getting started in live streaming for the first time.
And you guys can just make fun of me for how much I don't know. And test me later, and hopefully
You're there to learn.
I'm
so.
here to learn, but I did answer the questions that I had correctly.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting how we got to this point where we decided to do a show together. I mean, initially it was just going to be me doing some introductory stuff, and I'm like, I remembered seeing a video series on YouTube a couple years ago where a photographer was teaching a girl how to learn photography. And I was like, that would make a good subject for.
Plus, I'm always here.
Yeah, she's here anyway.
Well, she's always here, so we might as well do something.
I mean, she's always expressed some interest in learning the live stuff, streaming stuff. So she knows how to hook up a camera, and that's no problem. But switcher and anything behind that, she's never done. So we're teaching. We're helping her learn.
I understand how to do it, sort of, but just with the camera. I know how to hook up the cords.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah. Yeah. She has directed a couple of my videos for me. So she sits back in the audio booth and changes shots for me. So she doesn't have to edit later.
Yep.
But anyway. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for watching.
We're dying in the sauna.
You're making us delirious.
But yeah, thanks for watching. Please share, and we'll see you guys on Tuesday.
Yep. Okay. I'll see you later. And I've got to mute the audio because they can still hear us.